first line, not to block anybody. Then let's see the second line.
Howdy everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Dead Malls of Texas. Episode 4, yes. After a few years, I got us another mall here to explore. This time being the shops at Willows Bend in Plano, Texas. Now this mall is relatively new compared to most of the other malls in Texas that were built around like the big mall boom of the 70s and 80s. This one was built in 2001. And as you can tell, it's a former husk of itself. But even from the beginning, this mall was plagued with issues and never really reached 100% occupancy rate. And right away, boom, here you can see the former storefront for the Macy's, which I believe started out as a Foyle's here. But join me, shall you, as we explore this dead mall. And bam, right away we come across the most recent victim of the decline of the American shopping mall, and that is the Crayola Experience here as we're looking inside. The Crayola Experience opened back in 2018, used to be a poppin' hot spot for like schools to take kids on field trip and just like for parents to take their kids, but now it is an empty husk as we saw. And as we come back around towards the end of the video, we'll look in there a bit more. But yeah, it closed down this year. The year I'm filming, it closed in February 2026 because they couldn't pay their rent. They couldn't pay their rent, so there's no more experiences to be had at the Crayola Experience. Now, would you just look at this little fella right here? His name is Willow, the mascot of the shops at Willows Bend. Willow, bam, there he is again. Hi, I'm Willow. Hey friends, I'm Willow. Willow standing in front of the old pretzel shop that no longer sells pretzels, which is really sad. But that's Willow, and I kept seeing him all around the mall, and I think he's a pretty cute little character, but like it's kind of sad, you know, seeing him around in such an empty mall, you know, like they're trying to push to like have the kids be like, oh look, it's Willow, but you know, the mall's at the end of its days. And look at this room, I thought it was pretty interesting. Kind of try to lower the exposure here to make it look kind of cool, but I mean, I tried, you know. And bam, here we are at the center court of the mall with the Neiman Marcus anchor store that opened back in 2001 alongside the mall and has been here the whole time with it. Now, this center court, if you recall at the beginning of the video, I had a clip from like 2007, I believe, of the Dinosaur performance that happened here. What a sharp contrast between then and now. Then plenty of crowds, now only a couple mall walkers here walking around, enjoying the last few days of this mall. But as we transition here, we are going to, well, what used to be the food court. Now, as you're going to see, there's nothing open yet, not a single food place open. But man, did I love this area over here. And as we're coming towards the end of the food court portion of the video, you can see up here the faded signs of the faded glory days. Back in the day where this place was popping, I came here, I believe pre-COVID I came here, 2018, 2019. And this place was like pretty packed. So it's again, very sharp contrast from then seeing it how it is now. Now, as we approach this storefront here, I'm sure a lot of y'all recognize this as being a former Hollister store. Yes, the very same Hollister that lied about being established in California in 1922 to have a made-up story that they can slap onto their shirts and I guess sell more, because being based in California sounds a whole lot cooler than being based in Ohio, I guess. Back in middle school, those were the shirts to get though. Everybody in my school had a Hollister shirt, and it was just like the most iconic shirt to people. But now it's just sitting there empty, the former glory of what once was. And here's another former glory, a Journey's shoe store, now just sitting here abandoned. As we're approaching the opposite end of the mall, we are coming up on the former Dillard anchor store area. This Dillard's opened in 2001 alongside the mall, and at some point converted to a Dillard's clearance store that actually closed at the beginning of 2026. I thought it had been shuttered for a lot longer, but no, it's just been a couple of months. And I wish I would have known, because I would have come and filmed, because look in there. Look in there. When department stores shut down and like they're at the end, like they're having their final sales, it's just such a backroom vibe in there. Like as you can see from the little gap that we were able to look into. Now, I'm sure by now you've probably noticed just like how many mall walkers there are walking around here. I swear probably about 80% of the people in this mall are just here walking about. Man, look at them all down there. And hopefully maybe they start a coalition of mall walkers united against the demolition of the shops at Willows Bend. And maybe they put a stop to it. Probably not, because some of you may know the mall is supposed to be demolished to make way for the National Hockey League's Dallas Stars to set up the new stadium here as they move away from the American Airlines Center. This mall is supposed to be the new home of it. There's some backlash about it. Some residents of Plano don't like it. They don't like the traffic that it's supposed to bring. But those are currently the plans as of 2026, that by 2031, this is supposed to be the Dallas Star Ice Hockey Arena. And as we make our way back towards the center court of the mall and we look down in that corridor on the first floor is where hundreds of people were waiting in line to get their hands on the first iPhone. You recall I had a little clip of it at the beginning of this video. And to see the mall be on its last legs here, again set to start demolition in 2028 to make way for the new Dallas Stars Stadium. It's just a bit of a sombering feeling here, seeing how empty it is. Again, just the mall walkers here, admiring the last days of it. And we're going to take a little detour here, down the elevator, and then come right back up. Now, as we come back over here towards the west court and we look out towards the window where it says Crate and Barrel, that area used to be occupied by a anchor tenant that was attached to the mall, originally starting out as a Lord & Taylor in 2001 when the mall opened. Then Lord & Taylor closed in 2003. Shortly after, Saks Fifth came in and took over that spot. But then Saks Fifth exited in 2010, leaving the space empty, and it was then demolished. But then in 2011, they built a detached anchor space, and that is now where the Crate and Barrel is standing, still open to this day, alongside the Neiman Marcus. They are the only two anchors remaining in the mall. Now here in just a couple seconds, we're going to be coming across this cutesy little photo ops place they got set up, saying good things coming around the bend. But unfortunately for this mall, good things never did come around that bend, I'll tell you what. Just to give you a little rundown of the history of this mall. From the beginning, the mall never fully reached 100% occupancy. It only ever floated right around 70%. The mall also had the misfortune of opening a few months before the 9/11 attacks, which saw a decline of retail sales throughout the nation. Not to mention that they also had to deal with the 2008 financial crisis, also slowing down retail sales. And the fact that the mall just opened at a time when the mall era was already entering into a decline. There were attempts to revive the mall and turn it into a mixed-use development with an office tower, hotel, cinema, and restaurants districts to be added. Only the restaurant district ever came to be, but it lays as empty storefronts just outside the mall. The cinema, which was supposed to be a Cinépolis, was interestingly 85% completed in 2020 when the then owners, Starwood Capital, lost ownership of the mall as they were unable to refinance their $135 million loan. It was at this point that all redevelopment plans were dropped, and the mall entered its final stretch of life, as it slowly started to lose its anchors in the post-COVID era, one by one, many of them being lost just within the last year or two. And with Neiman Marcus recently announcing they will vacate their anchor space by early 2027, they will only have the detached Crate and Barrel as their sole anchor as they enter the final year before demolition starts to, of course, make room for the new Dallas Stars hockey arena. Now, this was where I was supposed to transition and go downstairs and exit the mall, but I figured I'd show you this little corridor here with the Crayola Experience, take a little peek inside, and then also just look out into the parking garage and just see how massive it is, how many cars used to fill up that parking lot out there. And now, as we reach the end of our mall tour, we say goodbye to those Crayola fellows one more time. And the mall reminds us, go green, eat a plant. Yes, very wise words from a dying mall. Now, this poor little mall always had stiff competition, coming from the Galleria to the south and the Stonebriar Center to the north, both of which are still fully thriving and probably took a lot of business from this place, leaving it the empty husk you see here today. Regardless, I'm sure there's plenty of memories made here, and a lot of people will be sad to see this place go. So thank you for joining me on this tour. I hope you enjoyed it, and join me one more time as we say goodbye to the shops at Willows Bend.